want to thank you for watching the walk through Romans. We're walking verse by verse through this wonderful book of the Bible. And today we're in Romans, the first chapter, and we're going to start with verse number 12. But before we do, let me just back up just a little bit. The Apostle Paul in verse number 11, he said, I want to come to you because I want to impart a spiritual gift to you. And then he tells us that this spiritual gift is going to establish them. And again, I believe that this spiritual gift is not the revelation of being saved. Why? Why do I say that? Because the people in Rome are already born again. They're already Christians. I believe that the spiritual gift that Paul wants to impart to them is actually what he imparts to them in this letter. And it's this understanding of our righteousness before God. It's this understanding of the value of faith and the value of grace and how it relates to our relationship with God. I believe that's the spiritual gift that Paul wants to impart. But now as we look at verse number 12, it starts out, that is, that I may be encouraged together with you while among you, each of us by the other's faith, both yours and mine. That's a powerful verse. Now, many times people just read over this and they don't pay attention to what the Apostle Paul is saying. But Paul is saying that what I want to bring to you is going to establish you. But then he said, I also want to go to be encouraged by you. Huh? What did Paul say? Paul said, I want to come to Rome because I need you. I need you to encourage me. Let me just say this. We have a very, very bad paradigm in our churches. Most people go to church thinking, I just want to be blessed. I want to be blessed. I want to be blessed. But you know what? I really believe that we need to go to church looking for a blessing, but also realizing that we are there to bless other people. Paul is saying, I want to come to Rome to be encouraged, but on the other hand, I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to give what I have to you in order so that all of us are encouraged together. Look what it says, that I may be encouraged together with you while among you. What's he saying? He's saying encouragement is something that needs to happen together. It needs to happen as a body together. Let me ask you, if you were to go to church this next Sunday, or maybe you go to a Wednesday night service, whenever you go to your church, if you were to go and say, you know what, I am going there to encourage somebody, you know what would happen? You would be encouraged. They would be encouraged. You all would be encouraged. And you know what? Because of that encouragement, that church would become stronger. That's what Paul is saying here. Each of us by the other's faith. Now, what encourages people? Doubt, unbelief? No. What encourages people? Each other's faith. But here it is, it's a faith that's being passed on from one person to the next. What if everybody in your church came to church Sunday and they said in their hearts, I want to pass on something. I want to pass on my faith. I want to encourage somebody else. You know what would happen? Everybody in the church would be encouraged. Do you understand that? Wow, what a powerful verse. Now let's go on to verse number 13. I do not want you to be unaware, brothers and sisters, that often I have planned to come to you and have been prevented so far, so that I may obtain some fruit among you also, just as among the rest of the Gentiles. What is Paul saying here? Paul's saying, I wanted to come to you. Now I've been prevented. It's not been the will of God for me to go to you. I've been prevented. Something, God has stood in my way for coming to you. But he says, I want to come to you so that I can begin to produce fruit on the inside of you. What's he saying? So that I may obtain some fruit among you also, just as among the rest of the Gentiles. Why is Paul going? To make other people fruitful. So that I could obtain, so that I could help produce fruit. Again, we've got a paradigm that says, you know what, I want to come to church to be blessed. I want to be blessed. You know, if you would ask your pastor, how many times have people come and said, I'm no longer blessed here, I'm going to go somewhere else? You know, that happens all the time. And it's because we've got the wrong paradigm. We've got the wrong mental track. We need to come saying, you know what? I want to produce fruit. I want to produce fruit in you. I want to produce inside of you the fruit of righteousness, the fruit of peace, the fruit of love, joy, peace, patience, and list the fruits of the Spirit. I want to do something for you. I want to see you improve. I want to see you become fruit. The Apostle Paul is saying, I don't want to just have a fruit for myself, but I want to see you become fruitful. You understand? The Apostle Paul has a great desire to bless other people. And I'm saying to you, and I'm saying it to myself, I'm saying it to every believer, we need to change the reason why we come together. We need to come together. We need to have this same desire that the Apostle Paul had. We need to come together to help other believers, to encourage them, to cause them to be fruitful in their lives. You know, the Apostle Paul landed in Italy, and almost immediately he began to minister to believers. Even before he got to Rome, he began to minister to believers as he was traveling. He was meeting with believers. He was encouraging believers. I leave you with this challenge today. Make that your challenge, to minister to other believers today. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Join us again tomorrow as we continue this walk through the book of Romans.